Have you ever met someone, or maybe it's yourself, who plays the game catch up? They think they're playing a game. Catch up, not necessarily meaning the condiment that you put on food, but I mean somebody who compares their lives to the people around them, their friends, their family, their peers, their associates, and they feel like other people are accomplishing more than they are, and so they will make rash decisions that are really disruptive, more disruptive to their lives and the lives of their friends and family, instead of trying to carefully and cautiously go forward and progress in life. I've had a lot of people in my life that felt that they weren't making enough money, so they start getting involved in like pyramid schemes, and they start making really rash decisions with their lives, committing to things that they were not willing to commit to, simply because they wanted to get ahead, and they thought the shortest and the quickest way to get ahead was to, take all these little corners and things like that to go forward. And under their, I guess they came to the conclusion that, if you want to get, I don't know, maybe let's say property, for example, that you had to, listen to these people who are trying to, talk a good game, and give them these false opportunities that they can, build wealth and things like that very quickly. And it's something that some of us have a hard time accepting. But when everyone who has ever been successful in life, and I don't mean like like Bill Gates successful, just at a more realistic stage of success, it took time. It took time. It took study. It took discipline. It took time to work in a certain field for a certain amount of time, so you can learn, in order for you to understand certain things, and actually continue a certain work ethic. Some people are under the impression that if they jump out of a job because things aren't going their way, that they can simply just find a better solution and a better job. And sometimes that does work out, but for the average person, it's not. It doesn't operate that way. Life doesn't operate in that manner. If you're showing that you're not good at the small things, then you're definitely not going to be qualified to deal or handle the more major, bigger things. If you can't commit to going to a job consistently and showing up on time, being consistent with your duties that you basically were hired to do. I don't know, even for like 6 months or a year, it's going to be very difficult for you to commit to a job that gives you even more responsibilities. I remember I had a relative years ago who actually ended up getting married, not because he loved this lady that he was involved with, but because he had some type of there was some type of bonus, financial bonus, because if you get married, you kind of you can get a bonus with your job, and it's really sad because of course things didn't work out. I guess the idea was to kind of divide the money amongst themselves, but things didn't work out. Their lives became complicated, and things didn't work out, and just so it's something that I'm coming to terms with. There are times when I look at some of my friends. I have one of my close friends, almost 10 years ago, he purchased his first house, and it's something that I was very happy for with him. And there are times when I thought to myself, man, I've made enough money. I've even made more money than him, and he still ended up getting a house, and I haven't. But I realized that I just made different decisions, and I'm not in a place where that's impossible to still obtain. So I think that it's very difficult to live life when we are comparing ourselves to other people. We have to learn to, in a way, stay in our own lane and understand that we are going to go at our own pace. We have different strengths and we have different weaknesses. There are certain decisions that some of us are going to make that is going to keep us from obtaining things very quickly, than rather than, I don't know, maybe somebody who didn't make certain hazardous decisions that affected their lives. But we have to understand that we have to keep in mind that it's important to humble yourself and admit that we were wrong. And we have to really, when we're going forward in life, we have to, whether it's a romantic relationship, financial investments, even the philosophies that we decide to adopt and apply in our own lives, we have to keep in mind that we're not going to end up the same way as everyone else. Just because we have a relative with a nice car or nice jewelry, or maybe somebody with a nice relationship, it's not that we're going to we can't obtain those things, but it may take time to obtain certain things. Maybe a good credit score. Some people that's important. Some people are are interested in a nice body. Other people want to learn to articulate themselves more and have a great ability to converse with other people. And so it's something that we just have to keep in mind. We can't make it seem like we're always going after what other people are doing. We have to learn that we can still obtain those things, but at our own pace. So one of the worst things you can do to obstruct your life is compare yourself to other people. God made us uniquely different for a reason, and it's something that I think a lot of us need to start embracing instead of seeing as a curse. All right, God bless you guys.